G'day folks, Parkera here and welcome to the season review. So we'll have a look back on a little bit of the season as well. But first, what we're going to do is kick off to a new segment, not every season, just when it's important, to the Parkera or Clyde FC, the Hall of Fame. So let's get stuck into it, have a nosy at the Hall of Fame, and then we'll get into the season review and around the leagues as well. G'day folks, Parkera here, and I'm just going to do a little special for you. So this will be one of a few look backs on some of our Clyde FC legends that have joined us throughout the years that have played for Clyde, obviously. And that starts with Jack Boyle. So I had an announcement come up that he was planning to retire at the end of the season, and he has. And unfortunately, I didn't get to it in time to record this section. All his little bits and bobs is gone, so we can just see the basic outline. But Jack Boyle, legend of Clyde, in my opinion, an attacking midfielder. Surprisingly, no caps for England. Well, I guess for England, but that's okay. He retired at the age of 28, which is very young. Clyde icon Jack Boyle was born in Huddersfield on 14th of November 1997 in a playing career which spanned 10 years from 2014 to 2024. Boyle made 182 appearances, scoring 67 goals. Nice. Where's my bloody nice? Boyle made his senior debut in League Two, playing for Clyde against Edinburgh City on the 3rd of February. He scored his first senior goal for Clyde against Edinburgh City on the 20th of March. So we like playing against Edinburgh City. And that was in League Two. He began his career at Huddersfield Town in 2014, though. Not making any appearances while he was there for 4 years before coming to Clyde on loan. He made 16 appearances, scoring 4 goals during that loan spell. In 2018, we signed him up on a permanent deal, overall making 182 appearances, scoring 67 goals, which we kind of already said, you know. During his time at the Bully. In his time, he lifted the League One, Ladbrokes League One in 2021, and Ladbrokes League Two in 2020. The 2 winners' medals that Boyle collected were those championships. He also personally was recognised winning Player of the Year for the Ladbrokes League 2 and Ladbrokes League 1. Jack Boyle, what a boy you were. Absolute treat to have you on our team. You can see here 182 appearances for 67 goals. 2 of the Player of the Year medals there, and of course 2 championships. I can't go down and show you in more detail, however we can go down to this bit here. So there you can see 2017-18 to 2024-25 pretty much made no appearances obviously that year. He just waned and fell off quite a lot, but you son were a great servant. There you go. I salute you, my boy. So Jack Boyle as our first inductee into my personal Hall of Fame. And as we go through, and I'll probably the plan is to keep highlighting these players. Not every player who played for Clyde, but the big ones, the ones who to me made an impact and helped guide the team up the leagues. Those that have already missed, that have already retired, I'm not going to go back and do them. Maybe towards the end of this series, I may do a big compilation. So, yep, there you go, Jack Boyle. Thank you very much for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, there we go, our first inductee. So, yeah, thought I'd do a little, cheeky little one there. So if you've been watching this series, if you have any favourite moments from Jackie Boyle's time, let me know down below. If you recall who he was and what he did, let me know as well. You can see he was prolific in this early stages here, the lower leagues, and then of course even the championship he didn't do too badly for those first year, and then just dropped off a little bit in the year towards the end there. 2022-23 was a good year for him, but yeah, after that he fell off. But he's 28 years old, young retiree, so I think maybe injuries and everything else may have got too much, but that's what it is. All right, folks, I'll catch you later. See you later, alligator. Okay, folks, so we're going to kick it off with the players inducted into the overall Clyde Best 11. So what we have, so we've got, let's have a look here. 3 players have been considered good enough to be entered into the overall. So Dean Campbell has picked up, as the pick of the 3 players. Defensive midfielder, accumulated 69 appearances, scoring 4 goals and average of 6.9. Nathan Sheeran and Jack Grimmer were the other 2 who inducted into the overall. So let's have a quick look here. The overall best 11. We've got Truman in goal, currently our goalkeeper, obviously out injured. Grimmer, newly appointed. Cooney in the middle, newly appointed. Finlayson was appointed last year. Seddon as well last year. Jackie Boyle, as you've seen, vital player of the club. Dan Campbell just inducted. Tiffany and Albazudi, Lockhead and Hardy. So quite interesting there that Boyle was put into the midfield centre, not up as the attacking midfielder, and Hardy up front. Interesting little bit there. Where are they now? Well, they're somewhere else. Let's have a quick squiz of the best 11. So where are we? So Truman, obviously, Finlayson, Seddon, Tiffany's, Albazudi, Hardy, Myers, Behrman and Irving are still with the club. Dunlop is currently Director of Football at Stirling Albion. Matthew Knox is at Dunfermline. Nathan Cooney plays for Ayr. Cole Turner plays for Queen of the South. And Cameron Palmer is at Alloa. And obviously Andrew Ethereal, Boyle, Jack Boyle, Scott Rumsby, Kieran Campbell and David Goodwillie were the other players for those mostly retiring. Ready? Drum roll. Probably smashing the bloody computer. Okay, season awards. First fans player of the season was Craig Hunter, 36%. Not bad. You wouldn't have noticed this, but for the first, after we purchased him for about the first 2 months, 3 months, when you get the board feedback at the beginning of the new month, the negative was Craig Hunter looks like a waste of money. That did stop, thankfully, and proven again. Craig Hunter, 36%. Seconded by Connor Truman, 27%, and Tiffany on the 23%. Goal of the season, Andy Irving. Let's have a nosy Rosie and see if we can see what this goal is anything to write home about. We were played against Dundee United. Don't know what the date was here, or if you can even see it, to be perfectly frank with you. So, okay, so Hardy went to Sheeran. He went back to Irving. He found not a bad strike. We'll take that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Not a bad strike at all. So, and Craig Hunter, signing of the season here, 518k. So it was good. We kind of justified that with his player of the season there. And also the young player of the season was Craig Hunter. That's pretty good. Have a look at some stats here. So top goal scorer was Craig Hunter in 12 goals. So that is disappointing in a sense that it wasn't our forwards. We did struggle with our attackers. Kind of have for a while. But yeah, definitely good. Craig Hunter from the wing there. Highest average rating of 7, Craig Hunter. So it indicates we did have a different season, a struggly season. Not too expected though. Tiffany, most assists on 10. Carl Madanga, best pass completion, 89%. Craig Hunter, most player of the match awards of 3. Tiffany and Madanga with the most yellow cards. And the most red cards was Tristan Nadam and Lewis Ferguson. Getting stuck in, I guess, So the season review here, official season review, the article by the Cumberland Football Chronicle. A few will have tipped Clyde to have been capable of avoiding relegation heading into the season, but the Bullywee confounded every expectation, achieving a solid mid-table finish, 8th, baby. The Bullywee were one of the competition's surprise packages, defying expectations, and owing largely to an impressive spell of form between December and January that saw them rise to 7th. We're able to celebrate a successful campaign. So yeah, finished 8th in the Premiership overall. Scottish Cup lost in the 5th round versus Hearts, but that's kind of where we were expected to make it. Knocked out of the Bedford Cup in the group stage, as always, not to be surprised. And match of the season, 2-1 win against Rangers, I'll take that. And a moment to forget was the 4-0 loss we just finished the off-season against Dunfermline, and that's to be expected as well because, well, it was a whole different team. Average attendance, 69% full, 5,597, pretty good with that. And total players used was the highest, joint highest in the Premiership. So what we'll just have a quick nosy Rosie and show you how we ended up before we go any further. So we left you obviously against this Hamilton, the good win there, 2-0. then, and this is the 4-0 they just talking about there before, we played a complete rotated team. Well, fairly, I mean, Andy Johnson, he played for that game. Grimmer came in, Sutherland, Gary Queen, Seddon, Campbell, Behrman, Hardy played on the wing, Madinga, McKay, and Irving as well. Yeah, I mean, I say it was rotated, not the same strength team like no Albazudi or anything like that in the defence. But that 4-0, I was, own goal by Gary Queen didn't help, but I was expecting something better from the lads, to be frank. I was not happy with the 4-0 win, lost. But I was happy with a 3-2 solid win against Hibs. Of course, slightly changed team, but more, stronger. McKay, Sutherland and Joe Hardy getting on the goals. They managed to pull one, like they scored one just before the half and one just after the half, so but then Hardy, obviously 74th minute, was able to win it for us, and that was good. A loss wouldn't have changed anything in terms of positioning, but it's always good to get there. Let's have a nosy. Click, 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 and we finished 38 games, 12 wins. There's a list of teams we won, 10 draws, and 16 losses. Some of those draws playing into wins would have been pretty good as well, though, for us if we could have. But I'm happy with 46 points. St Miriam and Dunfermline going down as well. So yeah, we were fairly safe. I thought we were safe anyway when the split happened. But it was good to confirm that anyway. So that is that. Let's get back in here as well. 2020 team, where are they now? Who cares? Dynamics. Well, yeah, the dynamics. We'll have a bit of a more of a look in the dynamics. Some good cohesion, good dressing room atmosphere, excellent managerial support. Well, 2 players at the club are unhappy. So Miles Behrman's asking to leave. He's on the transfer list. Concerned Andy Ralston wants first team chance. Yeah, he will get the chances. I signed him to be my first team choice, really, and he hasn't. He could have done better in performances, but he will get the opportunities anyway. Hierarchy. Let's have a look. On click. Okay, good. A lot of other players, but a good group there. And team leaders, I'm not surprised to see Tiffany Albazudi there, and even Finlayson, which is good. He's my captain. And I have 21 players who support me. 2 who'd go meh, which is Kelly and Johnson. Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, he's only just started to be happy again, and hasn't really interacted much. I'm pretty happy with that. Social groups, yep. Tiffany is on the others. Interesting. All right. Everybody else goes out, and poor Tiffany stays at home, while they're going out on the pool. Happiness. Everybody's pretty happy. Cool. I like these dynamics. End of season team meeting. Right. My camera's in the way. There's a button. Let's push that button. Did it work? Yes. Okay. Note to self. Move the camera. Okay. So I am going to look at this. Mid-table finish. Yes. It's always a gamble. It's a lottery. Expected. Yep. Agree. Lovely how everyone likes mid-table. Yeah, I guess we technically finished mid-table. End of season confidence board. Summarise the board, please. Please, for overall leadership. Happiness, of course, a positive as the 2-0 relegation victory against Hamilton. And again, they're touching on the 4-0 dropping by Dunfermline. Fair cop. Let's have a nosy at the competitions again. So we've seen the league. We know what we've done there. I've mentioned the 5th round. Expectation was 5th round. Bedford Cup, we were supposed to make the 2nd. We'd never made we'd struggled in the group stages there. So it is what it is. If we look again, top goal scorer for the Premiership was Craig Hunter with 10 goals. Highest rating was Truman, 6.97. And obviously Tiffany with 7 assists. In the Scottish Cup, Albazudi 1 goal, 7.1 for him in terms of rating, and Tiffany 1 most assist. Bedford Cup for the team, 2 goals from Hunter, 7.53 for Hunter in ratings, and most assists is Tiffany. So very consistent there, see Tiffany and also Hunter in those couple of categories. I might have a look at this guy and see if we can maybe make him as a striker, or maybe as an inside forward, because he's playing as a winger. So it'll be interesting to see. Let me know. McKay says injury report. I don't really pay much attention to those. Pre-season, yeah, 4 4 weeks because the Bedford Cup is adds here. And what's this? The Hibs. Who cares about that? Who cares, man? And that's it. So we're going to go from there. We'll have a look now. What I'm going to do is leave you for a little bit. And then we're going to go and have a look around the leagues. Okay? We'll be back shortly. I said we'll be back shortly. Okay, so the official season is over. Celtic retained their Premiership title. Pretty convincingly, really. Yeah, so the domination again from Celtic. So if we look at the final table, Celtic obviously champions. Hearts make it into the European Champions League. St Johnstone and Kilmarnock make it into the Europa Cup. Playoff are relegated with Dunfermline and St Mirren into the playoffs. So the playoffs and all that have yet to be done. So they will be pretty much completed by the end of May. So I'll come back and cover who goes up if St Mirren drop down or comes up and replaces them as well. And we will, and just a little note, I was able to choose where to go for training camp. Now, I was tempted, but I didn't do it. Australia was on the options. Not New Zealand, but Australia. If it's there next season, we're going to Aussie, hopefully New Zealand. But I thought we'll go to Germany instead. And we received just over 2 million for 8th place in the Premiership. So obviously the board are delighted. However, at one stage we looked like qualifying for the Champions Cup, so we shouldn't get too carried away. Yeah, so interesting. New board, remember? New chairman and everything, so expectations are different. It's kind of forgotten everything. So I'm just going to press on now. I'll just share that little bit of information. So what we'll do is before we kick in now into the league, I'm just going to swap over here, take a pause, and I'll come back and show you the spreadsheet for Clyde FC and give you some details of things. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet you'll all be familiar with. Once again, massive thanks to Bobby G for sharing it with me. And of course, I've made some changes to it for my profile. Now, I'm going to cover manager's profile there. I'm going to do that at the end of the beginning of the season, if I remember. So let's just have a look. Season 8 with Clyde. I think we've been doing more than that. Maybe not. So obviously, Scottish Premiership. We finished 8th in the league. Okay, that music, if you can hear it, is just my... Lovely. That's my other 2 episodes just gone. Bedford Cup 3rd in Group E. You'll see a lot of 3rds there. 5th round of the Scottish Cup. Obviously, we didn't play in the Iron Brew as well. Reputation still looks at 2.5 star. If it changes, I'll update and let you know. So average ticket price £30. Went up £1. Oh. Season ticket price £427. Went down. Okay. Season ticket holders went up for 1,669, massive increase. Would have liked to have seen maybe that go up, but never mind, maybe next season. Average attendance 5,370, which is good, massive change compared to previous seasons. But obviously the facilities haven't made a change. I haven't asked for them, to be honest. Corporate facilities still fairly basic, still average training facilities, still average that's gone up slightly. I think they relayed the pitch or did something. Poor data analysts, adequate youth, average junior coaching, fairly basic youth recruitment. In terms of financials, sponsorship, we made a £3,300 profit, coming in at 47.91 thousand. For corporate, 179,000 corporate sponsorships, 81,660 in profit, which is good. 235,000 match day income, massive increase of 72k, and obviously that in the corporate is all because we're in the Premiership. And broadcast revenue, massive 811, almost 812,000 pound broadcast revenue increase of completing at 858,000. Not to be surprised because we are in the Premiership. Competition prize money, no surprising here. Lost over $500,000 in prize money because of the only reaching the 5th round and not in the Iron Brew as well, but also not reaching the 5th round. You know, it's after the quarterfinals onwards where you can really start making some more money there. So only 67,600 there. And shirt styles, we sold 33,620. So that's not too bad. A little bit of financial bits and bobs and other things for you to have a look at. It's a really good spreadsheet. Yeah, and again, thanks to Bobby G, mate. I couldn't. It's brilliant. I like doing these things, and I can't believe I never thought about doing it for myself. All right, folks. I'll see you all soon. This is OBS, by the way, so sorry for any background